Good morning, cyber traders. Happy Friday on this lovely December 8th. How's everybody doing? Good to see you, Mark Miles. Been a while. How you been? Michael, Andrea, Akira, Neil, Lita, good to see you. Susie, Rick, good to see you. Deb Fine, good to see you. Ted, John, Phil, James, Evelyn, Fran, and all the lovely cyber traders. Welcome. Hopefully everyone's excited for this Friday. I don't know about you guys, but there's snow coming here in New York for the first time. I think they said we're getting 4 to 6 inches. I don't know where you guys are, but I'm quite excited to just sit home and make a nice little fire in the house and get ready for the Christmas holidays. I got to go get my Christmas tree tonight, I think. But in the meantime, Mark has been pretty good. By the way, anyone, I had a conversation with my son this morning. Remember I told you my son bought Bitcoin? He bought me these books for my birthday. He says, "Dad, you got to read about Bitcoin. You got to read about Bitcoin." And I'm like, he bought Bitcoin, and he made more money than me this year, percentage-wise, obviously, on Bitcoin. I couldn't believe it. Sometimes you got to listen to these kids. It's unbelievable. All right. Hopefully everybody there, bright and sunny where you are. Hopefully some of you are enjoying it. But listen, at the end of the day, I mean, you're hearing all this excitement. I was out at an event yesterday, and people asked me about it. Listen, as you're seeing in the stock market, there are stocks that will go up, 100%. And you don't have to spend that much money to do it. It's all about making a day's pay. So don't it's nice to diversify and know about a little bit about all the markets, because then those will trigger other things. Like if you're noticing, there are some stocks out there that do trade off the Bitcoin, and now they're coming out with some ETFs. So with that said, there's going to be opportunities for everyone. All right. I'm just waiting for the reverse split. Did make money once in one of the game stocks. It's unbelievable, right, Lita? But anyway, let's get right into it and talk about what's going on in today's markets and a little bit about what's happening. But before we do that, I'd like to welcome, we have a lot of new trial members that joined us yesterday. I know a lot of them are going to be always start on a Monday, but just my advice for all you people that are here for the first time, this is a trading room. It's not a teaching room. We do have classes that are going on right now, actually this week. If you want to know a little bit about how to trade, what we're doing, talk to your education advisor. Just sit back, look, listen, and learn. All right. Now, regarding what we traded yesterday, everyone, we had a couple of good stocks that did pretty damn well. Let's talk a little bit about them. Let me bring them up over here. First of all, CONN was an awesome stock. That went from 34 to 37 in less than about an hour and a half. Came out right at the gate really strong. Obviously, it doesn't matter where it is today because we're not in it. Remember, we're day trading. We're in and out the same day. But that was a really good mover for a lot of us. CONN. MRNS was also a nice little mover. I'm still a fan of this stock. I had a really nice little push. Only thing I didn't like about it, it had a couple of little nasty shakes here and there, And we all know, and you're starting to learn that now in class, but you got to know how to handle the shakes, and you got to know when you're in one and when to get out of them. But anyway, that's the only one that concerned me. Roku. I had Roku. I got out of it. We did really well the day before, and then we got back into it. I got out of it right around 44.50 when it started doing these little shakes right here, and now you see it went down to 42.50. But Roku was a nice winner for the last couple of days. Let me just bring this up. You can see here how it kind of took off and had a nice little pop from 39 all the way to 45. A little bit on the fast-moving stock, league, just like Square. Square had a good move. We did really well on our swing trade on Square, but she was a pretty decent day trade. The other ones were a lot better. IMMU was also a nice little mover. That one, the day before, it was at 9. It shot all the way to about 11.50. Went up nicely over the course of the day. Obviously, not doing too much. And then we had a couple other ones. Was LC, was it? LC was nice. Had a nice little bounce there. And the DCB. So we definitely LC. I'm sorry. So anyway, we had a lot of stocks yesterday, and we all did well. And if you got them, great. If you didn't, listen. Tip of the day, guys. Okay, I just want to give you guys a tip of the day. if you did not get any of those trades that we did, okay, maybe you're not aggressive enough yet or whatever, this is what I always tell you. This is what my mentors taught me. They says, you know what, Fausto? Buy one stinking share of the stock. At the end of the day, if you didn't buy anything, you punish yourself. You buy one share of any damn stock, and I don't care what you're paying a ticket charge. You got to know how to be more aggressive. Remember, we taught this in class. You know, if you're not doing your 5-10 trades a day, you're not going to make money. You're going to lose. You can't be afraid to lose money in trading. You have to get in these positions. And you know what? If you feel like you're chasing, that's okay. That's okay if you feel like you're chasing. All you have to do, don't buy a lot of shares of it. Just buy 100. Just buy a small amount. Just so you're in the position. Because you know how many times yesterday we had those stocks that had big runs, and then you're like, my God, I feel like I'm going to chase it. You know what? Don't buy 1,000. Buy 100. See what it's all about. And believe me, sometimes they'll do great, and then eventually you'll know how to be more aggressive and get there. All right. So let's go. Let's talk about. Oops, the headset fell off. All right. Let's go talk about what's moving today. Now, obviously, one of you did mention to me. What do you think about certain stocks regarding what we talked about this morning on some of them? If you notice, a lot of the big stocks in the biggest percentage gainers and losers are shipping stocks, okay? So, guys, here we go again. Shipping's on the radar. So you can see the biggest movers right now on the big percentage gainers on the hot list. You got global GLBS, and remember, go back and review it. We trade this stock. Went from 2 to 22. GLBS up 33%, 1.3 million shares. What's nice about this stock, it's cheap, it's got good iceberg orders, and it moves. Tops, another one. Biggest percentage. Only thing that tops is, I'm not a fan of trading stocks under a buck, because then you're going to be dealing with tenths of a penny and stuff like that. But tops is there. You got GLBS, you have a few of them. DRYS, they're all moving, so we'll keep an eye on all of them. And remember, though, guys, these things get pretty nasty. All right, a couple other stocks on the watch list that we're going to keep an eye on. STDY. All right, STDY, it's up 33%, 300,000 shares traded. This stock on the long-term chart took a big hit from 7, went all the way down to 3. You could see over long term, it's been hovering around support. It's up pretty nicely, up to 415. Looks like it's filling that little gap right there back in the September time frame. We'll keep an eye on that one. GLBS we already know about. DCIX is back in play. DCIX up 13%. Another shipping company. Look at all those stock splits. Is that amazing? That is just so pathetic. Actually, the worst one is DRYS, I think. Is DRYS? Yeah, 3 million. With all the splits that went on. Incredible. So anyway, all these stocks are in the move. DRYS. Let me just write that on my piece of paper. All right, a couple of other ones also came up on my radar. TRVG. That one right there, $24 stock, has been getting destroyed. Testing the $6 price range. Started to gap up a little bit right now. Nice little trend. I think I just told you guys this a little bit earlier. Nice little trend. Good volume. Not up a lot. You got some supports and resistance levels. You can see here on the matrix, where those resistance levels are. She's not up huge yet, but I'm definitely going to keep it on my watch list. HMNY, you already know about. That one. That stock went from like $2 to $35. Not only was it a great day trade when we traded back then, but it became also a good swing trade. She's up pretty nicely. Not up a lot, 3.8%, but she trades 75,000 shares. Pretty decent stock. CLDR. Up 7%. 90,000 shares already traded in pre-market. This one's pretty decent. Just be careful on the spread right there. And what else do I got? I think it was this last one. MRNS I found this morning. That's moving a little bit. Volume's okay. Volume's a little light. But this is just a piggyback from yesterday. All right. So what do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stocks. Now remember, today is Friday, guys. And what do we know about Fridays? A lot of companies don't like to come out with news. We always do pretty good on a Friday afternoon. Because a lot of people don't like to hold stocks going into the weekend. So, lately you can see with the Dow really hasn't been doing anything that much. Now the cat's out of the cat's out of the the rabbit out of the hat, whatever you want to call it. Cat's out of the bag with the whole tax thing. So I think things are slowing down really quick. But there's still a lot of stocks that are moving, that are still making the big percentage gainers and losers. Like I said, once again, shipping stocks across the board. All right, anything I'm missing I did not call out? We have now just to let the new trial members, just to let you guys know, XNet, yes. So anyway, before I start talking about XNet, let me just tell everybody that not every one of these stocks that we're looking at are going to be big movers today. Probably only about maybe 2 or 3 of them. But we always find a whole new list when the market opens up. This is what we just found as some of you have been trading in the pre-market and what looks like has some momentum going into the open. But don't hold this against us because there are new ones that always pop up. A couple of them, XNet, you know what? It's not really doing anything. It's at 0. It's got decent volume. So as of right now, we'll look at what happens, Pamela, when it opens up. But as of right now, it's dead. All right. Kathleen says the VTGN trade. VTGN, nice move, nice trend. You know what? That definitely will make the Fausto list. All right. You can definitely could see it. And you know what? When you go back and look what happened the last couple of days, you do got resistance levels right here. You can already see that there's nothing major, not huge iceberg orders. I mean, we want to see 5,000-10,000 shares. But yeah, I mean, you could see it's testing that resistance at 215 right now. If it does break it, then look at to go probably 225. But it looks like a slow mover, but definitely put it on. I'll put that on the list. VTGN. GLBS, I already talked about it. We already talked about it. It's got a nice little push. A lot of the shipping stocks are all moving. Just remember, for all of you that are here that have traded when the shipping stocks are all movers, remember they are really good right out of the gate, but because there have been so many stock splits, because there's such a very limited amount of shares out there, it does make the stock very, very volatile, and it does a lot of shakes going on. It's always people taking, getting in and out of it, and it doesn't take that much to shake out. So, but we always know that just go back to your journals, like you were trained what to do, and see how you did with it, all right, with those stocks. Remember, that is the reason why we're here. It's not about what's moving for today. You'll notice that a lot of the stocks that we do trade, we will be trading them again. They just happen to get in the news again, or earnings, or whatever it may be. But just because you traded it doesn't mean it's tradable. And you always and when we train you in class how to take good notes and to review it, it will always remind you why you should trade it and why you shouldn't trade it. All right? Because remember, just because it's moving doesn't mean you want to trade it. These things can be quite nasty. All right? Regarding about SQ, Square. Oops, what happened? Square, it's got a nice little push in it. Square, I would probably stay away from it. If you're going to trade it, it's going to be a little bit more of a swing trade, and you got to be a little bit more of an advanced trader to trade it. All right? So I would try to focus because here I would focus on something that you can understand. Listen, I speak to a lot of you guys. Friday people says, "Oh, I try to day trade, but the SPYs, they just move so fast." And so that's a rookie mistake. Should be trading the SPYs. There's 25,000 stocks out there to trade. Why does everybody trade the most volatile and be involved with the best traders in the industry? That's a mistake. It's a different animal. All right, guys. So listen, for all the traders out there, all the cyber traders, see something, say something. All right, and let's just try to work together. And if I don't see you in the afternoon meeting or in class, enjoy your weekend. We'll see you bright and early on Monday. All right, guys. So let's get ready for the market to open up. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading.